Doc, people listen to us for nonsense, and we give it to them in spades. Nonsense, nonsense, nonsense. Some would even say, on our best days, malarkey. Braves, defending champs. Boy, it sure would be a shame if there was no season next year and we were just still the defending champs.
Also, this guy that got hit, how old was he?
46.
What a loser, just sissy man. You just got punched in the face by a 90-year-old man? Come on, dude.
I'll bet Doc is like the Sinbad of Ames, Iowa.
Oh,
because people, I didn't realize, I thought it was just a Doc thing with the corn jokes. Iowa people love corn jokes.
Well, you know what they say, knee high by July, baby.
I don't know. I mean, I'm sure that's killing in the Midwest right now. I'm sure when that hits their ears, they're like, that Doc, he gets us.
Doc, what do I love more than anything? That's right, an angry football team.
I prefer to think of Warsaw as like a battle of who's the best saw, right? So you have like a sawzall, you have a skill saw, you have a hacksaw, handsaw. It's just a battle of saws till the death.
Welcome to the Spaghetti Junction Boys podcast, coming to you from beautiful Atlanta, Georgia. I am your host, joined here by the one, the only Doc Jacobson. Support for the Spaghetti Junction Boys podcast is brought to you by Manscaped, best in men's below-the-waist grooming. Manscaped offers precision-engineered tools for your family jewels. Manscaped's Performance Package is the ultimate men's hygiene bundle. Join over 4 million men worldwide who trust Manscaped with this exclusive offer for you, 20% off and free worldwide shipping with the code SJBAtlanta at manscaped.com. If my math's correct, that's about 8 million balls. It's time to take care of yourself, so go to manscaped.com and get 20% off and free shipping with the code SJBAtlanta at manscaped.com. That's 20% off with free shipping at manscaped.com when you use the code SJBAtlanta. Unlock your confidence and always use the right tools for the job with Manscaped. So, Doc, there's obviously been an uptick in realization that everyone can see your likes on Twitter. There was a rapper the other week who just had, and it's always porn. When these things, it's, I guess in sports, sometimes it's like, a wide receiver will like a tweet that says, hey, such and such quarterback is absolute trash. And then that becomes a big deal. It's like, did you see the tweet that so-and-so liked? And then they always say their finger slipped. And they always blame everyone else. They blame the general public. Like, y'all are ridiculous. My finger slipped and y'all are making a big deal out of this. SMH. Like, come on, man. You slipped on a highly relevant tweet. We all think you're thinking, but now it's our fault.
Or you're LeBron James following big booty Latinos on Instagram, thinking nobody will know.
Yeah, people can see who you follow. People can see who you like, and more often than not, it's porn. We had a different sort of social media instance the other day with Giannis wilding out on the timeline, where Sincerely Mariah, who I guess is his wife, is that?
I didn't know he was married. I know he was thirsty a couple years ago, to say the least. Some of his interviews are quite wild.
Yeah. I guess they've been dating for several years. So she posts just a very nice, lovely picture on Instagram of her in just a dress, in a purse, and smiling in front of flowers. That's all it is.
Very, very harmless.
Remarkably harmless. It is something. It could be an Easter service from the looks of this picture.
It's in one of those magazines that women buy about Southern Home or whatever. Like, this is just very nice, tasteful picture.
So Giannis did not see it as a harmless picture because Giannis comments, eggplant emoji, sunglasses emoji, when do you get home? And then comments like on a new, didn't even keep commenting on his own thread. And I don't know if she ever responded to him, but Then he comments separately, eggplant emoji, heart emoji. Then separately, eggplant emoji, queen emoji, you look beautiful. And then comments again separately, eggplant emoji, and then the smiling face with the hearts all fluttering around it. And then just gets straight to it. The next one's just 2 eggplants.
2 eggplants.
Yeah, which I can't in good conscience really deep dive into what that could be.
I mean, I'm gonna give my take here. So, parents, cover your kids' ears here because it's gonna get a little racy. My man just loves eggplant parmesan. That's all we're saying here. Eggplant parmesan.
When do you get home? Because I would like for you to make that eggplant parmesan that I like so much when we get back from a long road trip.
And eggplants are great fruit of Greece. I think they're vegetable of Greece, very native there. It's part of his home country diet, I don't know why we're trying to.
Olive emoji, he put that, but they don't have it.
Yeah, it's not his fault that all they have of his home country for vegetables is the eggplant. Mm-hmm. I mean, come on. We want to talk about inclusion here. Let's get some olives out there. Jeez.
Please. He loves eggplant parmesan. When do you get home? Because I would like for you to make the eggplant parmesan. You look beautiful. The implication is you look more beautiful making this eggplant parmesan.
The 2 eggplants. He was super hungry that day.
He's
double eggplants.
2 helpings of eggplant parmesan. I don't understand why people do not this specifically because I don't terribly see this, but I don't understand why people use social media in a relationship for things that are supposed to be texts. Well, I shouldn't phrase it that way. They're specifically, I know why they're doing it. They're doing it for the views of other people, for other people to just be like, hey, someone posts a picture that they're in Denver on a work trip, and then their significant other says, oh, babe, miss you so much. Can't wait for you to get back. Crying emojis. You could have texted that and gotten the same thing across.
Yeah, it's attention seeking. Or you just really miss eggplants and you're Giannis.
And so that's, it's harmless from folks, but it's a bit exhausting.
There was no water droplets post eggplant, correct?
No, none.
Then my theory holds true. Man just loves a good eggplant parmesan. I was actually at a Mediterranean restaurant the other week, and they had a nice little eggplant dip. So there's not only eggplant parmesans, there's quite a spread of eggplant dishes that are out there to the world.
Do you think that Giannis, because he seems to have maybe a little bit of boomer in him, do you think he thought these were texts?
Oh, absolutely. He thought no way people can see this. He probably thought they were DMs, if anything. I'm going to guess a DM more than a text. He's saying, I'm on the private line, I'm on the president's red phone. Nobody can see this. Don't worry about it. We're back channeling with Russia. He just had no idea, which makes me think that maybe, the cryogenic freezing that they do to preserve their muscles, and it's kind of like the new fad. Maybe that's destroying their brains. Maybe these athletes are having issues with the technology and Twitter and reverting to boomerism, as I like to call it, because of some cryogenic freezing of the brainstem. Care to comment?
I'm just really happy that in today's world of the different medical procedures that you could say that are affecting young athletes, that you chose cryogenic freezing. And so I thank you for that. I really hope that he made a mistake, because firing off 5 straight emoji texts about how you want that eggplant parmesan is just wild as hell to me. That concerns me.
Can I be a bad guy for a second here? Just a little bit of a bad guy. I'm gonna blame Mariah. It's her fault.
Whoa.
She not for posting the pic. Not at all. Live your life, girl. Post some sexy pics. All about it.
It was harmless. It's standing there.
Fair. But she's got to call Giannis and be like, babe, you're posting eggplant emojis on this? Like, chill out. And after the third one, like it has to be a phone call or a text message or something. Be like,
My Nana follows me on here.
Exactly, something. But to get 5 deep eggplant parmesan emojis, wild move. Almost to the point where I'll go conspiracy theory on it, and I bet this was planned. Giannis wants to boost his MVP numbers, wants to get back in the conversation, tired of his half-ass start to the season and barely getting double-doubles. He's just trying to boost his stock in the MVP voting.
wants to get his name out there more. MVP's given out in what, like 7 months?
He's just laying a thick foundation, you know what I'm saying?
We don't need adjectives at this point. All right, well, we'll get into Gambling Dan's. Last week was a bit of a tough scene. Did you hit the under in Bucks Cowboys?
I believe so. What did I?
Oh, you hit it by the hook.
Because that
15.
I was so happy that our kicker is just missing extra points like it's his goddamn job. Holy shit, that's
it required 4 missed extra points and 2 red zone turnovers from the Bucks. But a win is a win. So Doc went 1-3-1 last week.
Hit my whammy.
Hit
Basically
the whammy.
basically even on units.
That's not right. Well, basically, yeah. I mean,
a tie is a tie is a tie. It's a push.
You won 2 and lost 3, so basically is I guess in the ballpark. I went 2-2-1, so we had the same unit outcome because I lost my whammy. I took under in the Giants and the Vikings.
Vikings suck.
So, I don't know where to go from that, Doc. I don't know why you use that voice. You threw me for a total loop. I'm very offset right now. Just get into it. Just give 2 picks. Give 2 picks. Let me regroup.
All right. There's pick number 1, Chiefs -8.5 against Sunshine. Trevor Lawrence. Reason I call him that, he's a spitting image of Sunshine from Remember the Titans. If you haven't seen it, give it a watch. Very useful movie on Apple TV.
This isn't just
easy
you
to
calling Trevor Lawrence. This isn't a nickname you coined for him.
No, but it works. It plays, and I'm going to steal it, so I don't care. Give me credit. Shout my ass.
You just absolutely hijacked the credit for that. If you're wondering why I'm calling him such, if you're trying to guess why I'm calling Wayne Gretzky the Great One, it's because I think he's the greatest one.
His number's the highest in hockey, so that would make him the greatest. All right. Also, why I'm going with the Chiefs. We haven't heard from that little fuck Jackson Mahomes or his wife for the past 18 weeks. They keep quiet this week, and they win big. I love it. I love it. I love it. Are we doing 1 pick each, or are we doing 2? Should have covered this in the pre-show. All right. Pick number 2, Bills-Bengals over. This is going to be a la Bills-Chiefs last year. Overtime, a shit ton of points. Like, their defenses are hurting. There's some injuries around the field. A lot of hype in this game with all the turmoil that's been surrounding Buffalo. I don't want to call it turmoil, but I don't even know the right word for it. But just whatever. But give me the over here, 49.5. Adversity. Excuse me. Adversity was the word I was looking for. I think Buffalo either comes out and just stomps the dog shit out of the Bengals, or the Bengals have some fight. We got a real shootout here. Joey B smoking cigars. We know how it is. The guy's a gunslinger. So I just love the over here, 49.5.
I'm going to go against you on that first one, Doc. I'm going to take the Jaguars plus 8.5. I know they went down 27-0 to the Chargers, which concerns me more than the fact that they were able to come back. I don't know if that's just a pessimistic thought. But they have a very opportunistic defense. Patrick Mahomes is not infallible. And that offense, you can really set the tone with Hasty and ETN, Snoop Connor. Evan Ingram has been a great equalizer for that offense. I don't think Jacksonville wins this game, but I do think they keep it close. I think this is far, far too many points in a playoff game. One team has rust. One team has huge amounts of momentum. Give me the team with the momentum. Jaguars plus 8.5. Next one, I'm going to go with the 49ers minus 3.5. Brock Purdy is doing. He's not just game managing. When I heard Brock Purdy was coming into the game after Jimmy Garoppolo got hurt against Miami, I just thought, okay, this is going to be a disaster, even for a Kyle Shanahan offense. And he's been fantastic. And you have McCaffrey and Kittle and Debo and Ayuk and Jawan Jennings. I mean, the offense is just dynamic to go along with probably the best defense in football. And it's betting against the Cowboys. I know they blew out the Bucs. Congratulations for blowing out the Bucs that finished the year 8-10. Give me the 49ers. How about that, Cowboys?
I like it. All the things you said. My whammy is the 49ers. Got to go with my boy BDB. That's Kids Cover Your Ears, Big Dick Brock. He's the man. He was so much fun to watch in college. He's playing with nothing to lose, right? I mean, very low round draft pick. Wasn't even expected to see the field this year. Just through a calamity of craziness, was able to be like a Nick Foles, right? Where he comes in late in the season and just goes out of his mind berserk. The kid can ball. And you think that Dak Prescott is going to be able to keep up with my boy DBD? No. BDB, not happening. Give me 49ers minus 3.5 in a routing 10-point win plus. Put the house.
I'm going with the Bengals plus 5.5. It scares me a little bit that this line opened at 4 and has ballooned up to 5.5. But we saw a really vulnerable Bills team a week ago against a severely hampered Miami team, where they had every opportunity to lose that. I believe they fumbled 3 times. It may have been 4th, and Josh Allen threw a couple picks. And meanwhile, I don't think the Bengals played their best game. I know I'm saying that the Bills did not play well, so I'm betting against them, and the Bengals did not play well, but I'm betting on them. But give me Joey B. Give me Joey B in that receiving core. And I just think that I like your pick of the over here because I do think it could be a shootout. But more than anything, I think that that's going to come down to a field goal game, one way or the other. I don't see this as a big win for the Bills, even a touchdown win for the Bills. So give me those Bengals. Who day? No one's hotter in the NFL right now than the Cincinnati Bengals, and so I'm going to stay with them on that.
I have to get the interns on it, aka myself. I'm about to pull it up, but I want to say the Bengals are a pretty solid team in close score games, right? Like I think they're very good at 1-score wins. I'll have to pull the facts on that one. Bear with me 2 seconds.
Well, the Bills, as I mentioned earlier in the year, were for the past 3 years, were not winning close games. They were losing close games or blowing teams out. And that's changed a bit this year. Both their wins over the Dolphins have been by 3 points. They had a 1-score win over the Lions. They had that tight game against the Patriots in Week 18. They've had a lot of tight games. The Bills have as well. But Cincinnati is just piping hot. And
nine of their 18 games have been – and 9 of their 18 games have been 1-score games, and the only reason that wasn't a 1-score game in the playoff game last week was that strip fumble return for a touchdown. I mean, they're pretty good at winning 1-score games.
Wait, I thought the Bengals won by 7.
Yeah, no, they won by 11 because of that the strip fumble touchdown recovery.
They won by 7
against the Ravens.
Yeah, 24-17.
No.
What?
27-16.
24-17.
Oh, that was the last game of the season. Apologies. Had to scroll a little bit. My thumb got stuck. I gotta work on my thumb.
This man is a gaslighter. He is a gaslighter. I was because I remember when I was logging our records for Gambling Dan's, and so I go back and I was like, we both pushed and we both had a -7. Then I'm staring at it and you're telling me, no, that's not right. And I'm like, I start to question myself. I start to question, what is reality? What dimension is this? I'm looking at the score.
Call me 1880s Europe, because I'm gaslighting the streets.
This man, you got to keep an eye on him. Unhinged.
Definitely.
Doc, do you have big plans for Vegas?
Yes, I head to Vegas tonight, going on a fishing trip with my uncle. That's not a euphemism. And then I'm also going on a bachelor party next weekend. It's going to be a good time. I'm looking forward to it. We're staying at the MGM Park, so if any fans are out west, shoot me a little DM on the Instagram or the Twitter. Have a good time. I look to make a lot of money gambling on both sports, blackjack, craps, and roulette, and sipping some free drinks with some Pai Gow. Anybody knows how to play Pai Gow out there? It is a great game, very fun, different kind of poker, and going with some of my best friends from the DC area. So just honestly very pumped about it. Last time I was in Vegas wasn't the most fun, but that is a story for a different time. So a little bit of nerves and apprehension there, but life moves on, and I'm just thinking about so much money I'm going to put on the Bengals and just that game and the over. I might even sprinkle a little parlay action down there. But we'll be meeting up with our other co-host.
Ben's already en route, I think. I don't know.
Yeah. But looking fun. Nice little 10-day jaunt out to Vegas. So feel free to call me crazy for being in Vegas for 10 days, but I will survive.
All right. Well, that's going to do it for us. Thanks as always for listening. We'll have some picks up on Twitter, and we'll catch up on a couple things, and we'll see you next week.